How's it going, guys? I hope you're all doing well out there today, wherever you are in the world. And in this video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Wampler Metaverse Delay Pedal. Now, if you follow my channel for any length of time, you would have seen the video I did on the Wampler Terraform. So this is the same format as that, but classic delay engines. The Terraform was modulation. And the thing that I loved about the Terraform is it included so many great sounds, and it just kept things super simple. There was no confusing menus or anything like that, but the feature set was still really broad. Plus the footprint is tiny. So I was really happy to see this delay pedal get released. Inside it, you've got 11 delay engines. 3 of those are Wampler's sort of greatest hits of their delay pedals. So you've got the engine from the Doctor Lo-Fi Delay, the Faux Tape Echo, and the Ethereal. And then the other engines are sort of your well-known classic delays from the past, or at least Wampler's take on that. Along with the pedal, Wampler are also releasing a plug-in version of the Metaverse. So it's all the algorithms you find in the pedal that you can load up and use in your DAW. If you buy the pedal version, you get it for free. And if you just want the plug-in, that can also be purchased separately. Check out Wampler's website for more information on that. Feature-wise, you've also got mono or stereo ins and outs. You've got MIDI in and out. You've got a trails or true bypass. So true bypass, no trails, buffered bypass with trails, but the buffer sounds great. You've got expression pedal control, and you've got onboard presets. So you've got 8 on board, I think, and then with MIDI, you've got a whole heap more. You've got tab tempo with subdivisions per preset. You've got like I said, it keeps things really simple. So you've got your engine control there, which model you want. Then you've got delay time, feedback, tone, modulation, depth, and mix. And then within that, you've then got some secondary control. So when you hold down this, you get an alternate set of controls. They don't all do different things. So with the modulation, for example, within that, you've got the rate. So it's depth when it's not alternate. And then when it's pressed down, you've got the rate of that. With the mix knob there, when you hold it down, you've actually got a plus minus 6 dB volume boost or cut, which is really handy. When you hold it down and you use the preset button, you can change the subdivisions of the taps. And then with some of the engines like the Ethereal and the tape, you get the tape head control by holding this down and then moving the feedback control. And then these lights actually indicate the play heads, which I think is really clever. And then I think it's just on the Jet engine and possibly the Mod engine. When you hold this down, they've got a flanger on the repeat. So this tone control then takes over the sort of resonance, I think, of the flanger. So like I said, it's great not to have to scroll through menus to find all this stuff. It's very, very hands-on. So with a pedal that's got this many sounds in it and many variations, I don't want to bore you with a million sound samples. So I thought what I'd do to start with is just go through each engine so you can hear the characters of the repeats, just with everything set straight up, and then we'll go through some favorites and pick some sounds. I'm running mono today because I figure a majority of us out there are going to be running in mono, and it's running through the effects loop of my custom audio PT100. I am looking to do some stereo sound samples in another video, and if that would be of interest, please let me know in the comments. So this is my clean sound for the day. So no reverb or anything, so you can just hear the Wampler Metaverse. So the first engine is analog, everything straight up, and it's the analog is going after the sort of DM2 vibes, Boss DM2. So kind of dark and analog. The next one is wet, so it's another analog delay vibe, and I think it's going after the Way Huge Octopus. So a slightly different character to the analog one. BBD is that Memory Man style thing. So much brighter than the analog and a bit more sort of character. If you know those Memory Man echoes, they've got a very signature sound, and this does a great job. Next up, we've got Jet, which is an analog delay with a flanger on the repeats. Which is a very cool kind of, you know, a more unique delay sound, but really useful. I've found it sounds great for those sort of dotted eighth kind of picked kind of things. Then we've got the Doctor Lo-Fi delay. This one's great because as the repeats tail off, it gets that real degraded sound. I really enjoy this one. Next up, we've got the Faux Tape Echo, so Wampler's Tape Echo engine. Then we've got their Ethereal engine, so it's a sort of pattern delay, and you can change the pattern. Again, like I said, you hold this down, you move the feedback knob, and then the little LEDs down there let you know which pattern you're on. So we're just on the first one here. So that's a single, but then you can change the pattern. So there's each of the tap divisions from the Ethereal in there. And as you can hear, that one's a very clean kind of delay. But then you've got the tone control if you wanted to darken it up. Next up, we've got the Mod, which I believe is a digital kind of delay with the flanger on again. Which I really like the flanger on the repeats. It's quite a unique sound. Next up, we've got, I think they're calling it a space engine, and it's sort of between a full tone tape echo and a space echo kind of thing. So you can hear that real like tape wow and flutter in there with the modulation. Obviously you can make it more or less. Then you've got a tape engine, which is memory has lapsed there. Oh, it's the Binson EchoRec, so it's a multi-head type delay. And again, if you hold this down and move the feedback control, it shows you which playheads are enabled, which is really clever. So you obviously start with a single head. And then moving across, you can then have so we've now got playhead 1, 3, and 4. And then the last one, we've got a digital delay, which I think is that sort of super pristine 2290 kind of delay. So your full delay palette, I can't think of anything I'd particularly want that's not on here. So I'm just going to pick a few of my favourite engines, show off some sounds and show you how the controls interact. So I think going up the list, my first favourite is the Bucket Brigade, that Memory Man style thing. So if you set it for a fair amount of modulation, a lower mix, less feedback, tone in the middle, you get this. So that kind of Andy Timmons-y sort of delay that gets out the way, the repeats just sit really nicely with the overall playing. And then on top of that, if I turn the mix up a little bit, the tone control behaves a little bit like a tilt EQ. So on the repeats, all the way down is the most bass, least treble, and then vice versa. So you can brighten the repeats right up. So it brightens them up and thins them out a little bit, and then vice versa, you can darken them right up. And I think a tone control on a delay is great because you can get away with a lot more mix if you keep the delays dark. Especially in a band mix, you can get away with a lot more delay without washing yourself out. Like I said, the modulation control, this is a depth, so with no mod, and then maximum modulation depth. I think it's a really nice range. There's nothing too wild in there. And then if I keep the depth quite high, you can hold this down and then control the rate. So if you go all the way down, you'll get a nice sort of slow modulation to the repeats. Then all the way up, you almost get sort of a spinny kind of rotary sort of speed. And obviously that's gone a bit Sonic the Hedgehog there, but that's because the depth's all the way up. If I take it down, you get a more usable, debatably, tone. So really useful modulation controls there. Like I said, very simple rate and depth, but you get a lot of mileage out of it. The next one I want to have a look at is the Jet delay model. So this has got a flanger on the repeats, and it just sounds great for that sort of picked kind of thing. So the flanger adds that sort of interesting movement in the repeats. And then if on this model, if you hold down the bypass so it goes to alternate mode, this tone control controls, I think it's the resonance of the flanger or the feedback or something. I think it might be the regeneration, actually. I can't remember what they call it on a flanger, but essentially hold that down, you get a deeper flange. And then the Doctor's really great as well because you get that really degraded repeat. Tons of character, and if you up the modulation on this one, and I like it a little brighter, you get... Again, sits behind you playing beautifully, and I'm a big fan of delays with a lot of character. I don't really like the pristine, clean ones, but I've never tried the Wampler Doctor. But this, obviously, I have no need now because I have this, the multi-tool of Wampler delays. The Ethereal model is great as well. I was a huge fan of the Wampler Ethereal pedal. It's sort of a benchmark for getting great ambient tones in a really small footprint. I've got a video on that somewhere on my channel as well if you want to check it out. But so this one is a sort of multi-head type thing. So you've got the different subdivisions. I can't remember exactly what they are, but I think it's the one on the end that I really like. Try turning it on. So if we darken that up, and it's got this cool sway to the repeats as well. And again, with the tone control, you can darken that right up. If you want to get super vibey. And then the last one I want to have a look at with just the clean sound is the tape echo. So this is the Binson EchoRec style thing. And again, like I said, if you hold this down, you've got the tape heads, the play heads, which ones you're listening to. So if we go for 1 and 3, you get this kind of thing. So obviously they're equally divided. But then if we go to 1 and 4, you get this kind of thing. So you're getting sort of a slap and a longer delay. And then you can do... I like that one with the 2, 3, and 4. Again, that's a great engine for having a slightly lower mix and setting the tone control a bit higher. I had it quite dark there. That's one that you can really play off of. Just again, you've got the tap tempo there, so you can program it to whatever subdivision you enjoy, and just get lost in those repeats. That gets really washy and great. While we're on this model, I'm going to switch to the Overdrive channel on the amp, because again, this is one that I like a lot of delay in sort of lead playing and stuff where it sits behind what you're doing. And this one creates a nice sort of paddy, almost like reverb sound underneath. And the same can be said with the tape, the the Wampler Faux Tape Echo. This is another great one for overdrive sounds. thing I really like doing with delays in a live environment is connecting up an expression pedal so you can kind of interact with the delay while you're playing. So I like to have sort of a general delay, and then for certain bits I can punch it up and it brings in more feedback and things like that. With the Metaverse, it's really easy. So you just hold these two down, this LED goes red, and then you set up your heel down tone. So you find what you like. So that would be my sort of general delay sound with less feedback and things. Then I hold these both together. This goes green, so this is now toe down. Then I can hold these two together and we're back in play mode. So with the heel down, we've got this. And then with toe down, we've got this. So it just lets you ramp up during phrases. So when you want it to, it can get out of the way, and you can assign this to any of the controls, either heel down or toe down, to get that kind of control that you want over the delays. You can even set it with the time, make all kinds of mental spaceship noises, should that be your thing. So that was a look at the brand new Wampler Metaverse, a really fully featured delay pedal without getting too bogged down in menus and features, and it keeps it so compact as well. I think it's perfect for someone that just wants a variety of delay sounds without getting too overcomplicated. And the main thing is, it sounds wicked. So, thank you very much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed already, please look at doing so. It really helps me out and keeps me making these kinds of videos. I'll look at doing some more content on this, hopefully some stereo sound samples in the near future. If there's anything I've missed that you would like me to go into, please let me know in the comments and I will do my very best. Thanks very much for joining me, whatever you're doing with the rest of your day. I hope it's great, and I'll see you in another video. Cheers.